remain as the Democrat nominee for this election?
I think the difficult reality is your incumbent advantage is strong, and at this point, it's too late to replace him. So you're kind of stuck with him at this point.
It's not too late, though. There is a mechanism. They can do it. They can ratify it at the convention. It's not too late. And we're going to come to Tommy in a moment, who's been saying for ages is more likely to be Gavin Newsom. I think she was right all along.
Honestly.
And actually, I said similar things
Considering
myself.
the debate that he just put on against Trump on CNN, maybe before that, and maybe barring he had a good debate, but now that the world's kind of seen it on that stage, on that level, like he's clearly not all the way there.
But to replace Biden with them, honestly, with them to concede the point that we kind of knew this man was mentally declining.
That would be a terrible look in that regard.
Yeah.
But as far as just like everybody kind of knowing, like the show's up, the gig is up, the cat's out the bag with Biden. Like there ain't no way he's gonna be able to lead us for another 4 years. Sorry, we lied to y'all, but here's another candidate that we think is the best guy.
Yeah, look at you, a younger liar.
Yeah, like I think that's like it's not the best look, but it's the best look, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not too late. The question is, are the Democrats, after that absolute horror story of a debate, seriously going to let this guy be the one who allows Trump to get back to the White House? That's the calculation, sure.
He might just be the one, man.
I mean, your strongest arguments are Biden's ran against Trump before and won, and Biden's your incumbent. You can say that it's not too late to replace him, that somebody like Gavin Newsom can run for president and he can do just as good as Biden would. But, I mean, people said the same thing, that DeSantis would represent a strong challenge to Trump, and he got absolutely obliterated. It's easy to look at a candidate that hasn't gone through the ringer, that hasn't been tested in a national level election, but who knows if Newsom can.
I'm be real, there was no Republican candidate beating Trump. As long as Trump was in the running, everybody else is just like inconsequential. Like they were of no importance.
Comes out, there could be one or two little scandals lurking behind the curtains that now we see that gets infinite airtime over the next few months. Reality is that Biden is probably the best shot the Democrats have right now to win.
But do you genuinely believe he should therefore continue and be the nominee?
I think that the Democrats should run the best candidate that they can to defeat Donald Trump.
You keep distancing yourself from this, Destiny. Come on.
Put
your head over the parapet. What do you think?
Well, I think that Joe Biden is the best candidate right now, given that he's already beaten Donald Trump in one election. I think that Joe Biden is the best candidate right now to run against Donald Trump.
You think
that beating Donald Trump is really important?
I think he's going on the brand of Biden. It's like the brand of Biden. Like, we need Biden because that's the only dude that beat Trump. We don't know nobody else who could beat Trump, pretty much.
And it's his argument's almost disingenuous because even in his tone, you can tell that he knows Biden isn't the strongest candidate. He's not all the way there.
That's true, but hey, man, it's Biden over everything, bro. Hey, Trump derangement syndrome is real, bro.
Man, it leads you to saying crazy shit like that.
Sorry, I don't want to be unfair to you, Destiny, but of all the Democrats in America, how many are there? I mean, tens of millions, right? Of all of them, you think Joe Biden right now, after that debate, is the best candidate the party can produce? Seriously?
I'm sure there are better candidates, but it's not about who the best candidate is. It's about who you know the best candidate is. I'm sure that you could flip a coin and find somebody that might end up performing better. But again, look at how many people have these huge
No cap. Like, it isn't even. He's trying too hard to make it make sense.
Yeah, it's like, dog, look. Just go ahead and admit that Biden ain't the one. We can't run Biden no more. Just stop trying to make it sound like we can still run under the Biden brand and just be like, okay, yeah, we can still push him, because he beat Trump. And maybe if we just use his name long enough, we can get Trump up out of there. It's like, nah, y'all gonna lose it to Trump if y'all play that role.
Reputations. Look at Cuomo and how he was destroyed after a couple scandals. Like, you have no idea if you take a candidate who looks strong. And I admit, Newsom looks strong. He's amazing on-stage presentation and everything. But who knows if you throw him up that there are just one or two accusations or one or two scandals or one or two things that the American public doesn't know about that now dominates the news cycle for the next few months. And even though he was a strong candidate on paper, like DeSantis, he disappears.
Okay. Tommy Lone, you've been waiting patiently, actually for several years, to say what I think you're about to say, which is that, of course, they should get rid of Biden and try.
But nobody was challenging Biden, though. That's the problem that they don't get. It's like they're all acting like Biden had to fight his way to be the candidate for the Democrats. Mm-hmm. No, he was already president, so it was like already he was a solidified candidate. Trump actually had to beat out again the other Republicans again just to get a second term. It's like, bro, it's tough, but hey, he did it.
Try and parachute in somebody like Newsom. I mean, do you feel a bit vindicated by what's been going on?
I feel very vindicated, but I'll also say, Piers, I hope that they run Joe Biden. That would be the easiest contest for Donald Trump to beat, would be Joe Biden.
Right.
So as much as I do
Me
believe
too.
they're going to select
It'd be
another
hilarious.
candidate, I hope that they maintain with Joe Biden. I hope that that's their guy. And if that is the strongest candidate you have in the Democrat Party, that says a lot about the Democrat Party. Last week's debate performance was horrifying. It was horrifying as an American to watch because, like it or not, this guy still represents the United States of America. And as an American, although I didn't vote for Joe Biden, I will.
And exactly as she said, it just further proves the point that this is how the rest of the world sees us. This is how the other world leaders are looking at us. It's a
Old and senile.
yeah, it's a poor representation of what America is, what we stand for, and our authority, like within the world, and our dominance within the world. It doesn't give a dominant look. It gives a look like we're free right now. We're open. We're green as hell with this old man at the wheel.
Boy, yeah, you're right.
We'll
Every
never vote
country
for Joe
stepping
Biden.
over
That
us.
is still my president. And our enemies and our allies watched that, and it was horrifying. Not only the mumbles and the bumbles and the losing the train of thought. At one point, Joe Biden said that people are getting raped by their in-laws and their sisters. He had one opportunity to dunk on the issue of abortion, where he really could get the eyes and ears of the American public that's very divided on that issue. And he chose to say that people are getting raped by their sisters. So that was a horrible performance. I think they've got to go with somebody else. And what I think is so interesting here is that of all the names being floated, I'm not hearing Vice President Kamala Harris on the tip of the tongue of any
Bro, who
leading
cares about her?
Democrat. I'm hearing Gavin Newsom. I'm hearing Gretchen Whitmer.
Look, bro, we all knew Kamala Harris was like
A mascot.
bro, a token. Like, yeah, she was a token black girl, token, but she wasn't even really black. She's not really black. She's like Hindu. But
She a
we still-
mulatto, baby.
Yeah, they sold her. They sold her as a black person, so here we are. But yeah, that's all she ever was. She was never no real support, and she's not really a real go-getter or an intellectual in anything, to be honest with you. I don't even know how the hell she was doing like,
Where they say she secured like over 90% of the black female vote.
man, man, I ain't gonna lie.
Got you a
Women,
hook, line, and sinker.
I'm hearing a couple of other names being floated, but nobody's really saying Vice President Kamala
You know
Harris,
why?
and that's got
I
to
think
sting.
we have a little clip which is a mashup. There's a much longer version of about 4 minutes of her repeating the same line. This is a little bit of it. Watch this.
What could be, unburdened by what had been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can
Damn,
be,
no way.
unburdened by.
told you, she's not a real intellectual. She's not a good speech giver. She don't really know any policies. She really was just a hat in the court to just push laws that her handlers gave to her.
Almost like a tap dancer.
Yes,
really.
that's exactly what she is, a tap dancer. And she's willing to play any race they asked her to. Even if you can prove it, that is not true.
What has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What we can see, what we believe can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be,
Damn.
unburdened by
Yo,
what has
the
been.
grilling
I can
is
imagine what
crazy.
can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
I mean, Tommy, you
No
you
way.
posted that on X. I mean, it is. This goes on for 4
Oh
minutes.
my goodness.
It's about all she ever says.
It was so inspirational.
And there's an irony because the one thing she would be is burdened by what has gone on before. Because if there's anyone in America or Democrat Party more unpopular than Joe Biden, it is Kamala Harris.
No, right. They are like
Nah, for
low
real.
key bidding for first spot, and as far as like who looks the worst.
Bro, oh God. And you know it's so funny, bro. I remember they said Kamala Harris was angry that she wasn't even in the running. Like, I'm the vice president. How am I not in the running? I'm like, because nobody cares.
Baby girl, you ain't said nothing in the last 4 years.
Oh God.
What do
like,
you mean?
The only reason you was up here because Biden. That's it.
Oh, what can be unburdened by what has been.
Oh God. Come on, bro. It's like how Obama used Biden. Like, you think Obama was gonna run with a black vice president too? Like, nigga,
Yeah,
what?
Nah, it ain't working.
America
like
was
that.
still tripping over him being black.
2 niggas in the office.
So
at
he
the
had to
same
find
time?
the oldest white man he could find who had the longest reputation in politics to back him up.
and pair him with a racially ambiguous black female or melanated female.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah, Piers, and that's why they keep jacking up Joe to get him through each and every single day, is because the thought of Kamala Harris
So I said
terrifies
you
them
getting in that
even
drug
more
cocktail?
than dementia Joe. She also says things about the passage of time and how it passes. I mean, she has no excuse. She doesn't have cognitive decline or dementia to fall back on. She is just that bad. So I think that's why they've been maintaining Joe for so long. It's because of Kamala. But boy, they're going to have to face that reality sooner than later.
Yeah, Francesca, look, we've talked about this before, but there must be a painful moment right now for a lot of people who are Democrats, right? Where your guy is just clearly has now been exposed as, I would argue, as somebody who's not got a horse in the race, I'm British, I just think has exposed himself as unfit for the highest office in the land. But what do you do?
Unfit.
You know, there are 5 months left of the election. You either allow him to limp on, and I believe that's
literally
get crushed by Trump, or you try and parachute somebody else in, which carries with it, as Destiny was saying, its own risks.
Yeah, no, there's massive risks of replacing Joe Biden. That being said, I do think he should be replaced. And interestingly, Hunter Biden is the one family.
And there is risk of replacing him this late within the year, this late within the election cycle. But what I will say is, and this is kind of my conspiracy or my theory, I'll say, is that I think they've been known that, you know, obviously he's only going to get worse, right? So they should have been training somebody up. If not Kamala, then they should have been training somebody up almost like a mentorship, Padawan, whatever you want to call it. Like,
trying to say Newsom or Michelle Obama.
They should already be trained up for the moment, low-key. It shouldn't be like I don't know, it shouldn't be a surprise, because if you've been paying attention, like any average American has, you could clearly see Biden is getting bad, but it's only going to get worse. So they should already have a candidate ready to pop up and be plan B.
Like, you should already have somebody to show the hell out already.
Come on.
Family member that wants Joe Biden
Kamala.
to not run
Why
again.
would anyone listen to him? I mean,
Well, I think it's more I'm just saying
they're
it's more
listening to Hunter Biden, the
He
crack
just wants
addict.
a single
Hey,
day
yo.
without the right on his dick, you know, because they love to spread photos of it and show it on congressional floors. But look, politically, here's where I stand.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
probably a
wanted
running joke in Congress, like showing the pictures of this nigga on his laptop doing crack and fucking his dead brother's wife.
Well, I'm going to be real with you. Not only that, but, you know, a whole lot of prostitutes.
That man was wild.
Rockstar Biden.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
Rockstar
lie.
Biden, bro. Doing crack, making legal business deals, man, kicking it with models and hookers, man. Rockstar Biden, bro. Shout out Rockstar Biden.
That boy was wild.
Bernie, not Weekend at Bernie's. I think we all need to just lay that out there. I put this squarely at the feet of the Democratic Party. They ran a piss poor candidate in 2016. They ran in 2020, and yes, they did win. There was a trifecta. There was a COVID-19 pandemic going on at the time, and Obama made that call, and everybody fell in line. But is Joe Biden the best candidate this time around? Absolutely not. And I think it is depressing and enraging to millions of Americans who the only person they hate more than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris maybe is Donald Trump, right? Is the fact that you have everything going against Donald Trump, not just the fact that he will pass a national abortion ban, the fact that he wants to implement Project 2025 and
He never said that.
he never said
Why does
either one of
everybody?
those
That's what I'm saying.
things.
Everybody keeps saying the worst about Trump. Like, bro, everybody, he's gonna put you back in slavery. Oh, he's gonna cause a dictatorship. It's like, dog, y'all saying you know outlandish things. It's no wonder people are running to Trump and trying to hear what he's saying, because there's no way he can possibly saying what y'all say he's saying and still be out here legally. Like, let's keep it real.
push the Department of Education.
Here's the
Let
problem.
me finish.
But that isn't true. He's not
finish.
said he wants to pass a national abortion ban.
Exactly.
So, see, when I hear Democrats do
He
that,
actually said quite the opposite during the presidential debate. He said that he wanted to leave it up to the states.
He said, "I'm gonna let y'all handle it." He's
Honestly,
like,
and I was
put my
making the
hands
point
off
that
it.
it does matter, like geographically where you are. People that grew up and were raised in Cali are going to feel differently about abortion than people who grew up and raised in the Midwest,
Or the-
New York,
or
or
in
in
the
the
South.
South. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have your differences. It's almost cultural at that point.
It reminds me of Trump's the new Hitler. It's like, why exaggerate? Why go too far? He's never said he wants a national abortion
Pay attention to the news that's happening right now. The far-right takeover of the judicial system in this country is already underway. And just today, they allowed a president to have immunity, total immunity, which means the Jack Smith case
Actually, it wasn't total immunity. See,
doesn't go forward.
Francesca, look, with respect, again, you're massively exaggerating.
They are.
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled.
Go to Project 2025
let me
and tell me
clarify
what it
for
says,
viewers,
Piers.
right? You said they.
Bro, that's damn near like, bro, we can almost call that a Democratic conspiracy theory.
Yeah, low key.
Do you really think we're like Trump's gonna come in, take away gay rights, and just push an overly Christian agenda? You know, it's funny. The person who pushed that video, he was gay. So now y'all fear mongering, thinking now, oh what? The conservatives have some hidden agenda to put us back in like 1860s or something. It's like y'all tripping.
They've given him total immunity. They haven't. The Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump is partially immune from prosecution. Actions taken while he was in the White House. They said that while the president's immune from criminal prosecution for official acts taken in office, he is not immune for unofficial acts. Big difference to total immunity. So
Sure,
again, why exaggerate?
There is nothing to exaggerate here. What I'm saying is,
bro, they need to exaggerate to sell the fact that he's just this unoptional. He's just not even an option. You can't even have him as an option.
Like he's gonna be on the ballot, but don't even look at his name.
Oh God, that's why they gotta paint him as a dictator. That's why they gotta paint him as a pimp. Pedo, bro, they're gonna paint him whatever brush they can to make sure you don't vote for him or you don't know Trump's real agenda. Bro, you don't know Trump's real agenda if you really believe that he's going to be the next Hitler. You're honestly very ignorant.
And like I said, the irony of it all is by the time November comes around, there'll be 2 names on that ballot, but how they want it, you'll only be able to look at one as an option. Even if he's walked out with a fucking oxygen mask, an ice cream cone, and a limp.
Actually, you know what would be the best thing the Democrats could do? If they can grab RFK and get him off his high horse and be like, look, bro, just get off your independent BS and just come over and work for us, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
You're the only man who really think it. Because even though RFK probably the only guy that I could probably consider over Trump.
About abortion and immunity.
So he's immune from stealing White House secrets after he leaves the office? Is that what you're saying? It's okay for him to keep classified documents?
Even I do.
Yeah, Joe Biden, when he was told, he was like,
oh, here you go. Bro, when did they ever fail us?
I'm not here to defend Joe Biden. You're trying to get on me. All I'm saying is Donald Trump represents a far worse threat to the American people. And Joe Biden's a terrible messenger for his own damn campaign. He can't even articulate the fact that unemployment was at its lowest rate last year. Since the year 1969.
I agree. He couldn't articulate.
The economy is actually doing quite well under Joe Biden.
Of course.
But the guy can't put his mouth around the words.
And he had a perfectly good attack line on Trump about abortion if he could remember what it was supposed to be. But he couldn't.
Right.
Michael Knowles, let me bring Michael. He'll be waiting very patiently. I mean, look, I think what was extraordinary, 65% of people who watched that debate thought Trump was a winner. Trump hasn't seen approval like that as a politician, right? So that's...
Considering other Democrats also thought he was a winner.
Showed you how bad it was. And incredibly, 30% of people who watched it thought that Biden won, which just goes to show how deep partisan tribalism runs, right? Because even Joe Biden knows... Even Barack Obama said he had a bad night. What happens here? What do you think is going to happen?
I've seen that Twitter post, and I was
have to correct my friend.
You're wild, like, bro.
You got your allies and affiliates saying, like, yeah, we know he did bad, but still make sure you don't vote for the other guy.
Yeah, and still make sure to vote for Biden, bro. Even Barack was like, yeah, still vote for Biden. He's still full of energy behind the back line. It's like, nigga, who wrote that for you?
Like, come on, bro. That doesn't even make any sense. We just seen him sell live on TV, and y'all trying to tell us he's still a good candidate.
No, like...
Francesca here, who says the only person that Americans hate more than Biden is Trump. That isn't true. That's why Biden proposed the debate in the first place, is because his numbers just were not strong enough against Trump, and it completely backfired on him. However, I'm with Destiny. I agree that Biden is the best nominee for the Democrats right now. I still don't think he beats Trump, but who else are they going to pick? As we've said, Kamala, no way. Michelle Obama's not going to run, and she's not nearly as popular as people say she is.
Oh, God.
Gavin Newsom, I don't think that Patrick Bateman plays in Peoria, okay? I don't think Gavin Newsom wins Michigan. I don't think he wins Pennsylvania.
No, though. I think she damn near secured a female vote.
Who, Michelle?
Yeah, damn near.
I agree with his point. I don't think she's as popular as people say she is. Like, I think that her name gets thrown around just because of Obama last name.
And I ain't gonna lie, she would have to like low key start like doing like debates or doing interviews early, like 2 years ago. If she'd have done all that, then maybe I could be like, I ain't gonna lie, she's been on a rampage.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
Nobody knows her stance
Mayor
on
Pete?
anything.
Who are we going to get?
not
Are we going
really.
to dig up Al Gore? Is he going to run?
I'm not even sure if she's a
There
woman.
is no better candidate for them right now. The problem is that Joe Biden also can no longer be the nominee because the entire liberal establishment has just admitted he's not fit for the job. The biggest problem right now for Biden is he has admitted it. You know, we heard in 2020 that his obvious slips and gaffes and memory lapses were just the recurrence of a childhood stutter that had disappeared for the first 47 years of his political career. But there it came roaring back in 2019. And now even Biden is admitting, he says, I don't talk as well as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But doggone it, the one thing I can do is tell the truth, which rings hollow when even CNN had to go on a 3-minute diatribe, a litany of all the lies that he told during that Thursday debate.
Yeah, it was so nice because, like, bro, they fact checked both of them. Like, it's so funny.
And it was hilarious how many lies Biden told in comparison to what they assumed the lie count would be on Trump. Yeah. Like, the whole point of that was to fact check Trump, really. But they ran it on both, obviously, and Biden was the one that was really just talking out his ass.
Bro, he told a whole lie about his son's death. We all know his son died in a car crash, but he talking about, oh, he died in this war. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? We all know your only son that died was Bo, and when he went out with your wife in a car crash. Sad, but it's just like, what are you talking about? This man died in like a war. Like, what are you saying?
And not to forget that Joe Biden dropped out of the 1988 presidential race because of dishonesty. So the question now is, if Destiny and I are correct, and he just is the nominee, then how does the New York Times, how does Politico, how does Washington Post, how does the entire liberal establishment campaign for this guy after admitting he's not fit to be president?
When you and Destiny basically agree, that's when you know how bad this situation is, right?